As we continue to prepare for a new church year, I get asked all the time, Father, what are all these different colors about? And so it's good for us to review what colors we use for what season, and it helps you to know where we're at in the church year. So you can see here our vestments, and our first vestment in a church year is that Advent color, which is purple, signifying that the King is coming. And in the season of Advent, we enter into that 4-week period. And in that 4-week period, it leads us to Christmas. But as we get closer, we end up coming to that 3rd week, which is called Rejoice Sunday. Rejoice Sunday is a time that we signify it with the rose vestment. So after the rose vestment, we will wear that violet vestment for that last week of Advent. But in that, then we move into the Christmas season, that season that we've been preparing for. And we signify that with the white vestments. It's a little richer in color and signifies that the King is here. And this takes us into the season of Christmas. The first 8 days are called the octave of Christmas. Christmas Day is so big, the church says that you cannot celebrate that in just one day. You have to give it an octave or 8 days. So the church teach every day for 8 days as Christmas, Christmas Day. But then we have a full season of Christmas. After that season of grace of Christmas, the church enters into this period called ordinary times. We take what we've received from that season of grace to be able to live faithfully as Christians in our ordinary everyday lives. And so with that, it's a short season at this time, but it doesn't take long before the church asks us to prepare for the coming of Easter. And the coming of Easter is that preparation of a period of 6 weeks called Lent. And now we enter into the season of Lent. As you can see, we have the color purple again. And it has to do with Jesus' kingship. And yet you know in the season of Lent that's that time that they put that purple cloak around Jesus, put the crown of thorns on his head, and they mocked him. So this is a much more penitential season. In the season of Lent, scripturally it's marked off by sackcloth and ashes. And the church tells us through this, even though we don't wear sackcloth and ashes, that we do have to be a little bit more astute in what we're doing. And so it's marked off by 3 characteristics: prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. The church asks us to say, how are you doing? And so when we come to that 4th week, it's marked off once again by that rose vestment. That rose vestment is really saying to us, are you ready? Are you prepared? Because once again, this high season of Easter is soon approaching. And here we are after 6 weeks of the Lenten season into that high season of Easter. Like Christmas, the church celebrates Easter for those 8 days. That every day in that octave is considered Easter Day because it's too big to celebrate in just one day. But with the season of Easter, we celebrate it for 50 days. In the end, it ends with that season of Pentecost, that fire of the Holy Spirit coming down upon the apostles. So in this case, on that high feast of Pentecost, we celebrate with our red vestment. And with the red vestment, we again celebrate that great outpouring of the Holy Spirit upon the church. With that great outpouring of the Holy Spirit, we're called to once again take what we have received from this high season of Easter and enter into now the longest period of the church year, ordinary times once again. In ordinary times throughout the church year, we celebrate many things. We celebrate the blood of martyrs, the purity of saints, or the Blessed Mother, or high solemnities. You'll see throughout the church year, we always wear white. It just signifies those very things. The very last week of the church year, the very last Sunday, is actually Jesus Christ, King of the universe. And so in there you'll see the signification of the crown. This one happens to be the Blessed Mother's crown, but Jesus Christ, King of the universe. Throughout the liturgical year, as we journey with Christ, hopefully all of us come to proclaim Jesus Christ, King of the universe. so funny.